Hey there, this is Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. Just wanted to let you know if you are on right now, you are catching my replay. So hashtag replay. If you see, as you come in, you see the red live above, that means you have caught me live. We are in an event today with Sacred Treasure House. So while we're waiting to get shared in, let me go ahead and get my comments pulled up. And we will, in the meantime, also sprinkle an event today. Ooh, with. It's always weird to hear yourself, right? And so I'll go over all the details, but let me sprinkle myself out real quick to help the cause. And we will. All right. Thank you, Tanya. That was one of our fearless leaders sharing with us that she was sharing me in and she would be right back. Just, there we go. Hopefully we don't have any problems with the internet today. Things have been a little slow on our side today. Not entirely sure why. Hi, Tanya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, so I got myself shared out there real quick. I will share myself here. And then, at least I'll be ready to go. And all right, we're starting to see people roll in. Just get myself shared out so I can help the cause. All right, got myself shared out. We are in an event today. We are in Sacred Treasure House, and it is World Sea Turtle Day, and we are in an event for sea turtles. So we have had a big long, hi Julie, thank you for sprinkling. If you come in and you comment, I will be collecting everybody's, hi Sissa, welcome in. I will be collecting everybody's names, and I'm going to put them in a jar, and I will draw your name for Happy Mail. So just come in, comment, let me know you're here, say hi, and I will be adding your name to the little jar. We'll draw for some Happy Mail. But we started out today at noon Eastern with Lisa Mary at L&L Lucky Crafts. After her was Leslie at Leslie's Creative Cabin. Then Lisa with Lisa's Craft. Everybody has done some amazing stuff. I was pretty impressed with all of the ideas. Thank you. I am going to share with you a little bit about those shells in just a second. But so we had Lisa's Craft House at 2 p.m. Then we had my partner in crime, Julie with Julie's Wood Kits and More at 3 p.m. Eastern. After that was Grace, Grace Faithful Creations, aka the Pouncy Bling Queen at 4 p.m. And then Jeannie was just up with Jeannie's, well, it's Clifton's Crafty Casa, but it's a Jeannie. And then, so I'm up, Cheryl Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. And then up after me is Lydia with Paint Party with Lydia. So that is a full day of crafters today. And so, I saw most everybody today. There's a couple people that I didn't get to see because I had, work meetings that I couldn't look over to the screen, because when you're sharing your screen, you can't really share that you have something else over here on the other monitor. So I wasn't able to even pay attention. But, hi, Christina. Welcome in. Aw, thank you. Your therapy went well today. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Hi, Barbara. How are you today? Barbara. Kidney. All right. So this is Pinterest inspired. I think I saw a few other crafters who maybe not, I don't think are in this event, but do something similar to this. So, I think her name is Kimberly, but I can't remember what her craft page is. So I've seen her do kind of a version of this as well. I have a frame, and it just had, I took the back off. So I'm going to show you guys. So I took the back off that has the thingy mabobber. And I actually cleaned the glass really, really well. And then I have used some B7000 glue. Now, I used the B7000 to glue the glass into the frame. The challenge is that B7000 is not like fast sticking and permanent yet until it completely dries. So what I ended up doing is I used the styrofoam that was in it to kind of hold the glass in place so that I could, and I taped it with the blue tape so that I could turn it right side up and actually work on this. The goal is eventually when the glass is dried, I'm going to take the styrofoam off and the tape off, and it will be see-through through it. Okay, kind of get my drift? And so, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use UV resin to hold everything down. And so I pulled out some things so these shells that are over here are a bunch of shells that I collected from the beaches of Antigua. Hi, Lydia. Welcome in. Welcome in. Why do you say, oh, because I wanted to remember to write your name down on my prayer. That's why I said, Barbara. But welcome in, Barbara. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to forget to not add your name to my list. How are you doing, by the way? I hope things are getting better for you. Maybe a little less painful. But anyway, so sorry. Oh, no worries, Lydia. I know you've got lots going on with the grandbabies. Yep. Well, and there's always replays, right? So what I want to do is I want to put some of the UV resin down. We'll put some of the shells, and the shells came from my vacation last year. My husband and I and some friends went to Antigua, and we stayed at the Sandals Resort there, and it was beautiful. Didn't realize I was super allergic to sand fleas. Better. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Maybe the prayers are starting to work. And because it's a rough thing to have to go with that kidney stones for such a long period of time. So I'm putting gloves on. It's always recommended when you're using the resin. This is hopefully the last of what I have in this bottle. So I'm going to kind of just put some resin down. It will start hardening just because we have like UV all over the place. So you have to make kind of quick work of it. This one is empty. But what I want to do is I found some, I don't know, it was greenery that I had just kind of laying in my stuff. And so I wanted to put some greenery in. So I got a couple of those off. I have some sea glass, some yellow, green, and a couple different colors of blue sea glass that I want to use. I have my turtles. I have some of these are resin turtles, and I want to use this turtle. Now this is a pin topper. I don't know if it's a pin topper, and it's a bead ultimately, but I took the bead apart and I kept the turtle, and because I love the color. And so we're going to kind of lay with the shells, we're going to kind of lay out what might be a seed environment. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get some of this UV resin laid out. And then as I put the UV down, it'll hold all of the pieces together. So if you get my drift. And it also dries clear. So what it will do is it will, you'll be able to see through it, and it'll have kind of a, I don't know, a see-through effect. It's kind of hard to explain, but I have a couple rocks that I got that were really nice that I picked up off of the beach. So I'm going to kind of use those because they're a little bit bigger, and use some of my bigger shells to kind of lay in place first. And then I'll work on kind of filling in some of the gaps with some of the rest of it. And yes, that's why I've got the gloves on. I keep sticking my fingers in the resin. But the goal is that the resin will start holding. When I put the UV light on it, it will start hardening, and it will, okay, let's see. I think, let me see if I can use my tweezers to kind of turn the shells over. Some I want the shells to show the inside, some the outside. So I'm just kind of putting things down randomly, as you can see. And I'm sorry if I'm not catching everybody's comments. I'll try. Oh, is Colleen in here? Nice to meet you, Colleen. I don't think I've had an opportunity to meet you. But, so you kind of get the drift of what I'm trying to do. But what I want to do is I want to get my shells in. I thought that this would be a nice way to use the shells that I acquired from the beach. We ended up going there on our 25th wedding anniversary, which was last year. And our actual anniversary is not until September. Due to prices and things like that, we went in May so about a year ago, in 2025, we went to Antigua and stayed at the Sandals Resort, and it was wonderful. But I started to tell you is that I didn't realize how allergic I was to the sand fleas. Holy Toledo. My legs were on fire. And one of the restaurants that they have, well, actually several of the restaurants border the beach. And so, but one of the restaurants that we ate at frequently had a sand floor. And that, let me tell you, was challenging. So they said, citronella, go get citronella. So I went, and I couldn't find any in downtown. So one of the employees, when they went home that night, went to the store, got me some citronella and brought it back. And it helped tremendously. Because there you can use the all natural like citronella, and it's not like a chemical. It just is an all natural detractant. It does the same thing for in like mosquitoes and things like that. So, and I'm allergic to mosquitoes too, so let's just, call it what it is. Anything that is an insect and bites. Citronella, for the bugs. Yeah, so it was something that they recommended, because I had to go to the nurse because I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. And she said, well, don't you do your research before you, and I'm like, yeah, we researched the fun things, not the bugs. Who knew you needed to bring your own bug spray? I brought my sunscreen. Wasn't that enough? Yeah, chiggers are bad too. I agree. We had chiggers in, I grew up in Illinois, and so we had chiggers in Illinois, and they're terrible. So I had to be very, very careful. All right, so I'm just taking these shells and trying to kind of fill the gaps and see if I can't kind of make it look kind of like a beachy sort of thing. I didn't bring home, well, you weren't allowed to. We weren't allowed to bring home sand unless you bought it at the store in a so I didn't bring the sand home. I was lucky to be able to bring the shells home, because they check, there's some things you can't do when you travel to other countries. And so I got it all over my gloves, and I touch everything. But so pardon me. You want to use a well-ventilated area. I've got the little fan going on over here, but man, this stuff is strong. Woo! So let me see if I can get all of this in here, because the next thing I want to do is I want to thank you, Barbara, for sprinkling. Let's see. I just want to get all of this in here real quick, because once I start putting the light to it, there's no going back. And the extra UV light from my upper light, the ring light, and you name it. So I just want to try to get these things in here real quick, and then we'll add like some of the sea glass, and we'll add the turtles. With the sand fleas. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't bring any shells from Aruba? Yeah, no. That's why I said I think I was lucky to get them to allow me to bring these, because these were small shells. They weren't really big, and they let me go. I had them in my carry-on, and they let me bring them. Fortunately, they were very nice. But I wanted to memorialize our trip, and I thought that this was kind of a neat little event to be able to use these shells. Let's see. Okay, we'll see if I need, okay. So I think the next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and put the greenery in here. I just need it to get kind of gripped by the resin. And then I think what I'll do is take one of the shells. Okay, so we'll get that one laid in there. And I think, so I've got some sea glass. Now, you can exclamation point Amazon and see the sea glass. The turtles are in there. Not this beaded turtle, because this was this particular green one was bought special for this event. But, and I bought it from Pretty Pieces by Michelle, who sometimes sells beads for pins and doing beaded pins. Hi, Lisa. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Grace. I didn't see you, but thank you for spreading the blessings. I appreciate that. And sorry, I'm so worried about my resin drying that I want to make sure that I get my sea glass in here and my turtles. But what I'm thinking about doing is just kind of running some sea glass up the sides, and then once I put the light to it, it'll start holding. And I think I could probably do this in additional layers if I needed to add some more layers to make it, but you kind of get my drift. And I'm just kind of trying to pick a variety of colors. I've got blue and light blue. So there's a darker blue, and then this little bit lighter blue. And then there's some greens. I have a couple different variations of green. There's the lighter kind of green, yellow, that green. And then this is kind of more of a blue-green. So I've got some variety of colors, and I'm just going to kind of use that to stick some of the sea glass in to kind of make it look like it's water. And I think I saw somebody say that they had seen kind of something similar to this before with somebody else doing it. And yeah, I think, I'm sure I've seen this. That's because nowadays there's not many things that are original, right? Original ideas. But which is okay. That's what we're in this. We're in these groups to get ideas and to share ideas and just to be friends. It's okay. I'm not claiming that this is my original idea by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, that was a little, that's a white, huh? But I want to pick out some smaller pieces because I think with some of the smaller pieces, I can get some more color in there, more variety of color in there. And so I'm going to go over here and try to put some color on this side, and I'm going to work my way kind of up on both sides. And then we'll think about the turtles and how we're going to lay out the turtles. I have more turtles. I have a box of turtles there, and they're just the little resin turtles. So I'm going to use that, but I am also going to use this blue-green one. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and everything turns out because it's what you have. A lot of times we're using stuff that we have. The only thing that I bought these little turtles because I wanted it, of course, is a turtle event. And then I bought this. And everything else is stuff that I had kind of laying around. And of course, I brought the shells back, from Antigua. So, you have stuff that you have from other projects, then you just build it. Everything ends up being a little different. And if we can't understand that and share, then we probably should get out of the sandbox, right? All right. So we're just kind of, I don't have tons of those yellow pieces that are small. Those are all the same colors. So let me, all right, I'm just kind of working my way around. And I have paper under the frame just in case there's a little bit of a gap where the resin is kind of leaking under, it's okay. It's gonna do anything but help seal the glass into the frame, just so you know. That's kind of my thought behind it in theory. So let's see here. We'll get my pieces laid in here. They're not very small pieces. I thought maybe they would be a lot smaller. The other thing that I just am noticing is if it sits lopsided a little bit, things are going to start sliding one direction. So let me see if I can kind of prop that up with, there we go. Hey, that's what a cough drop is good for. I just propped it up so it's not sliding one direction. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. So we are in an event today, Sacred Treasure House, and I want to thank Deborah, Tanya, and Lisa. It is not an easy gig running events, and I can absolutely appreciate you have a big group, and there's always seems to be something that comes up, and I totally get it, because the stress that it is being an admin is not for the faint of heart. So what I did, had an issue with that where the resin leaked all. Yeah. So what I did was I took B7000 and I glued the glass inside the frame. And I did it earlier, hoping that there would be the off chance that the B7000 would actually glue. But because there is space between the frame and the glass on the back side, that's why it's kind of hard for me to lift it up now, but yeah, and it's leaking a little bit, but no, I can't even lift it up. But let me put that little mat under it. So it is leaking a little bit under the frame, and I have a silicone mat that I will put back down under that. That's kind of what I was talking about. My table apparently has a lean to it, so I'm gonna prop it up. Maybe it won't go through so much. It's not gonna hurt anything. Because I can wipe it off. It's UV, so until it actually gets the light, it won't do anything. But here is where I'm worried about. I did glue the glass in, and I have extra pressure on the glass by using the styrofoam from behind. So we'll see if it stays. I think what I'm going to do is I have a couple shells left, and what I want to do is I want to cover with maybe a little bit bigger shell. I want to cover the bottom of that grass looking thing, because it's kind of obvious that is not real. And so what I want to do is I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of UV around it so that it kind of covers that, you know, hide the ugly, right? Kathy. Is Kathy here? Or is that Quality Crafts by Kathy? If she's here, hello. Okay. let me see if I can stick a couple little other pieces in here. All right. So I have my, do I have, no, I don't have, on this hand has got resin all over it. This hand does not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my little UV light in, and I'm going to try to start kind of getting some of the resin to set. Now, let me see if I can, with my pinky. Now this little light, when you get the Let's Resin UV starter kit, this is the box that it comes in. I bought this back when I decided I wanted to try resin. Hi Diana, welcome in. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, Donna. I'm sorry, things are flying by kind of quickly on the screen at times. And so this is what I started with. When I wanted to practice resin, I started with the Let's Resin. It's UV resin starter kit. And it gave me the confidence I needed in order to move to the regular resin. And so the nice thing about it is that it sets with the UV light. And so you can hold the UV light. It'll start kind of setting some of the resin up so that it gets a little bit stickier, and it'll start holding things. And then as you go, you can add more resin where necessary to kind of layer things. And so that's why I dug it out. I thought it would be fun to kind of use the UV light resin to kind of hold things into place. And then we'll start dealing with figuring out where we're going to lay turtles and all that. It's going to take a little bit of time to use the resin though. So I have exclamation notify, so you can go into the chat bot for that. I have exclamation Amazon, so you can see I have the UV resin in there. I am not an affiliate with Amazon, so I don't get paid. It's just I do that out of the goodness of my heart to share with everybody what I pick up and use. The turtles, I think I have the glass in there that I had for another project that I bought. Hi, Boom, welcome in. So you can exclamation Amazon to get my Amazon list, so you can see that. And I have exclamation Telegram as well. So if you want to get a Telegram notification, because sometimes that's where the Mr. Facebook kind of fails, is to get you notified when people go live. So please feel free to exclamation notify, or go to exclamation Telegram. You can copy that URL and get my telegrams in advance, so you kind of know when I'm going live. So we are in Sacred Treasure House today, and the event is World Sea Turtle Day. So everybody today has been crafting with sea turtles. There has been some really very, very pretty things come out of today's event, and I am super excited to see what Lydia comes up with. So, because I know that a few people have done boxes today, but they were all different. They were all very different. So I'm still trying. So I am using UV resin today. And I have a bunch of shells that I laid down here. Eventually, the styrofoam that is under here will go away. And that will, then you'll be able to see through it, because the resin turns clear. Last minute craft for you. Oh, you always pull it out. You know, you amaze me. Everything that you do, even if it's last minute, well, you do a lot of things last minute. At least every time I'm watching, that's what you claim. So, I don't believe it for a minute. You might resin too. Right on. Let's do it. So I am just kind of trying to get, and you can kind of test it by, oh yes, it's starting to set up pretty good. So, it is now when, eventually, and this may take a little while, the longer that you put the resin light on, which I can make it go longer. There's little buttons that give you longer seconds to have your light on. And so I'm not going to do the whole time doing this with you guys. But what I am going to do, I just want this stuff to set up so that then we can move on to adding a little bit more sea glass if we want to layer it. And then I can add the sea turtles in as well. But I'm going to need to use the resin to hold the sea turtles in place on my glass as well. So once this is all cured, and I know for sure that the glass is glued in from the B7000, I might be able to post a picture of it tomorrow in the Sacred Treasure House channel so that you guys can see the end result. And I haven't done anything with the outside of the frame, and that is still an option. I was undecided on like the frame color, if I stayed with the dark brown or if I tried to dry brush it like with a white, you know, make it look chippy. All of those things are options. And so we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if I change the look of it in the future. It's just kind of, it's going to live in my house. And so, there's lots of options and opportunities here. Looks like some of the little shells had a little bit of sand in them still, because I can see remnants of the sand, which would be great. I just didn't have any sand. And I don't have any sand here on me. That would require me to go buy a bag of sand. I was trying to use what I had. I've gone through my entire craft room, and I have pared down everything that I think. So I had an overabundance of scrapbook paper and all kinds of things. And so I have gone through and cleaned that out and started preparing for the 26th. Lisa is doing a Sacred Treasure House sale. And so I will be coming with lots of scrapbook paper, lots of other crafting supplies, and it's gonna be fun because I need to unload this stuff. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to start kind of building up a few layers. So I'm just kind of stacking, and I'm going to use the resin and just put it on the back of some of the glass to kind of make double layers so that it's more 3D. Does that make sense? You can't access your supplies to do resin? Is that what you're saying? Well, you still have about 30 minutes, Lydia. You can go dig it out if you want to do resin. Okay, I'm just kind of pulling out just some of the smaller pieces, kind of laying them on top. I'm going to make it a little bit more 3D. I'm going to go up here, the top, and then we'll come back. I'll put some more light on it, but while we're doing the light, we'll work on the turtles. And where do we want to put the turtles? Okay. All right, so let me see if I can do this. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up a little bit higher so that it can get all of the other pieces. And then we're going to play. I'm going to try to, there we go. Okay. So I've got these are just resin turtles. So this is where we can play around. I would love to incorporate this one. Just to get, you know, it's all about the bling, right, folks? Maybe that's a mama and these are babies. Let's see, I have more. And we just kind of lay them out here. You have to clear off your table and the floor so that you can get your stuff. You made flags. I can't see it. I have to click. I can't touch the screen right now with my, so I'll come back and read your comments, Lydia. You're so funny. Okay. All right. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know if I like the, so give me hearts if you like, I don't know if you guys can see it very well. If you like give me hearts if you like the bling turtle in place, or give me thumbs up if you want the bling turtle out of there. Because I don't know. I am torn. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. I'm looking at my screen and I think you guys can see the turtle. I can't lift it up because I'm trying to harden all of the resin. Two bags? Oh, Kathy, you're going to pack 2 bags? Oh, you're going to donate one of the suitcases after you're done. Oh, I'm assuming you're having to pack a lot of like craft supplies and goodies and stuff, huh? To go. So, if you don't already know, so Sacred Treasure House has the Summer Sizzle. It's their on-site retreat that is coming up in Florida on July 23rd through the 27th. And that's what they're talking about, packing and yeah. So, okay. So, hearts for keeping the turtle or thumbs up for taking the bling turtle away. I'm seeing hearts. Okay. So the bling turtle should stay. Okay. We're going to leave the bling turtle. I'm sorry. Things are popping up on my phone. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So we're gonna resin the bling turtle down. Okay. Ooh. I don't know what that, oh, it's just, okay. So we're gonna resin the bling turtle down. Hopefully the UV light will like just kind of reflect off of the glass and hold the bling turtle down. If not, I may have to do it from the backside. Once all of the other resin has set, if the UV light doesn't hold it, I'll have to eventually take there's more than one way to skin a horse, right? Take the styrofoam out and then put the UV light, do the resin, and then put the UV light from behind and let it harden the resin that way. So if that doesn't work, then we have a second alternative, but hopefully. And I may have to do that with the actual resin. Hi, Petra. Welcome in. I may have to do that with these turtles because there's not, they're not see-through by any, so I would have to rely on the reflection of the light trying to reflect the UV to harden the resin. So welcome in. How are you doing today, Petra? Thank you for sprinkling. We are in Sacred Treasure House today, and we have had a full lineup. So if you've missed anybody today, don't forget to go back to the Sacred Treasure House. And or if you're not already a member of the Sacred Treasure House, you can go. It's a free group that you can join. And with the Sacred Treasure House, then you can see the whole lineup from today. So I've kind of started to make kind of a 3D look out of this. I've taken the frame. I've glued the glass inside with the B7000. Not entirely sure. Hey! Well, just barely touching it, but it looks to be like glued on. So let's try and see what happens. Maybe the reflection part is working, and I'll take these little resin turtles and I'll glue these puppies in. Stick them down with the UV resin and then okay. All right. No, this one wants to go somewhere. He's like ready and willing to travel. Yeah. I have to keep moving him back to his spot until he... Yep, he's staying now. Okay, I saw something you tried, but... Oh, you're tired. Okay. Yeah, I hear ya. But I'm glad that you're good. Tired, but good. Yeah. I didn't sleep very well. Okay. This is like, confession time. Okay. My son on Saturday made like 4 batches of chocolate chip cookies with variations. So one batch he made with chocolate chips, one batch he made with like Reese's peanut butter cups, and another batch with something else. And so he made several. Well, you know, I have a hard time resisting chocolate chip cookies. And so, unfortunately, I have had a few too many chocolate chip cookies last night, which when you have them too many in the evening, my blood sugar skyrocketed. And so last night I struggled. I was awake, tossing and turning. I felt like I had a vibration through my body. It was horrible. So I don't know if any of you guys suffer with diabetes at all, or I was at one point pre-diabetic. I was diagnosed with pre-diabetic. Hi, Janet. Welcome in. And with that state, my husband and I went in and did diets. We did the keto diet, and I actually reversed out of the diabetes. However, if I overindulge on chocolate chip cookies or something that is of sugar and I take too much of it, I can tell, my body tells me that I've had too much. And last night I was like vibrating with all that extra sugar. And man, I did not sleep well either. So I'm with you, Petra. I'm going to be ready for bed fairly early tonight. Yeah. So if you eat the too much sugar or something, it's same thing with bread. If I eat too much bread, then man, I have that problem where I am just like, so last night I felt like my feet were on fire, and then I had that like, it was like, it's hard to explain, but it was just like, it was running through it's like surges running through your body, and it was not pleasant. All right, let's see if our turtle's stuck. Ooh, they did. Okay. Let me make sure maybe. Okay. I have a little bit of resin to clean off from the back just because it did leak a little bit, but it was because it wasn't level. So that's where we're at with, and this is absolutely something that you can, so I think the moral of the story here on this is to make sure that it's level. I didn't get out my leveling table, which I probably should have, lessons learned, but it's okay because it's UV resin. It won't do anything until it gets hit with the UV light. So you have an opportunity to kind of clean it up a little bit. But so when I can feel comfortable with the fact that the glass is actually glued into the frame, then I'll be able to take, because you can see, all I did was, now that I can show you guys, I kind of taped the styrofoam in to hold the glass because I did not want the styrofoam or the glass to kind of fall through. And I wasn't entirely confident because it does take B7000 a hot minute. Okay, I gotta clean up that mess with that resin that kind of leaked through a little bit. But yeah, so that's why I did that, so that I could keep the glass up, unless you do this project far enough in advance where you prepare and you know that you've let 24 hours to give that B7000 time to dry. It does great with gems, and it holds it pretty quickly. But when you're actually gluing a frame, you want to make sure you give it plenty of time to dry. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Tanya. So I want to take the next few minutes. I wrote down Barbara, who needs prayers. I know that our friend Julie needs prayers because she has allergies, sinus infection, whatever it is that is rocking her world. And then I have Jeannie, whom I know she was just talking about the fact that, that's all gooey, so I'm going to have to. So I think with this stuff, you can use like alcohol to kind of clean up things. Yes, I have you down, Julie. Thank you. I will be praying for you. I also heard Jeannie talking about her shoulder and the possibility of upcoming shoulder surgery. So I want to remember her. Are there others that need prayers because I didn't get to watch everybody and listen to everybody. Sometimes you're up on my screen, but I'm not always able to comment and respond. So, because of working full time, but, is there other people that need some prayers? I'm happy to collect the prayer requests now so that then we can close out in prayer. Thank you, Sissa. I appreciate that. Yes, we're going to pray for everyone who is in need. Lydia, how is your mom doing? Does your mom need prayers? I saw you said something about you were helping her kind of pack up her entry. Is your mom moving? Or is she just kind of cleaning, decluttering? Because I know that's a lot of work. So this is where we're at. I took my gloves off, so I got to be really careful not to stick my hands on the back of it. But this is where we're at with the sea turtles. And I just resined things down. And I have a few more shells. I'll probably go in and add layers later. But I didn't want to spend all of the time just playing around, because I could play with this forever. This was fun. This was a fun project. And then the frame itself is still a possibility of doing something to it too. The blackish brown color, it's kind of a combo color. The blackish brown color is something that might be a little too formal. And so I'm thinking I might end up painting it and chipping it. Your mom has a lot of arthritis pain, so she is never comfortable. Okay. She's 91. Yeah. So she is, let me see. She's cleaning out and oh, okay. Don't even like to do laundry. Aw. Yeah, I know. At a certain point, I have, my parents are getting up there in age. They're in their 80s as well. So, okay, I will, Lydia, your mom, we will pray for her. Is there anyone else? Let me look here. Sorry, I have to kind of scroll back up because things go fast and I want to make sure. Janet, you've got shoulder concerns too? Oh, and allergies. Shoulders and, boy, you're getting the double whammy, Janet. Okay. Shoulder and allergies. All right, let me make sure that I didn't miss somebody else. Okay. And if this is the first time that you are following or have joined, I would appreciate a like and a follow. It just helps us. And if there are other people in the group that you have not, thank you, Christina. All prayers are appreciated. So yeah, if you guys have not, seen anybody else before, please go in and like and follow. I know most of the time Sacred Treasure House, everybody knows Sacred Treasure House and everybody is familiar with it. So let's go ahead and bow in prayer, because after I am done, you're going to refresh your screen and Lydia is going to be coming on and we'll see what crafty, clever thing Lydia comes up with. So if you will, go ahead and bow your heads with me. Oh, dear Lord, we come to you with a lot of gratitude and thankfulness for the opportunity to have groups like this with such fun events and giving us the privilege and the skill and the ability and the financial means to be able to craft, Lord, because, we know that crafting is not a cheap undertaking, Lord. And we just give you thanks and the glory for that opportunity, Lord. And we come to you in some petition prayers for healing, Lord. Our friend Julie has some sinus issues as well as allergies, Lord. And we just ask that you free up those nasal cavities and you allow her to be able to breathe freely, and everything that comes with it, the headaches, the nasty feeling. We just ask that you lift all of that from Julie so that she no longer has any sinus or allergy issues, Lord, and can breathe freely through her nasal cavities. And Lord, we just ask that you be with Jeannie as she is struggling with shoulder pain. And at this point in time, Lord, we just ask that you lay your healing hands on her shoulder, specifically her shoulder, and whatever parts that need to be repaired, that you fuse those muscles, the tissue, whatever needs to be repaired, that you fuse them and let that be just such a miracle for her in her life so she does not have to undergo surgery. And Lord, we ask that you continue to be with Barbara, that we ask that you mitigate the pain and give her full pain relief, and that you just disintegrate those calcium deposits that she's trying to pass in her kidneys, Lord, so that she does not have to go through any more pain, Lord. We just ask for pain relief completely and wholly. Lord, we come to you on behalf of Lydia's mother, who is suffering with arthritis, Lord, and we just ask that you loosen up and soften those joints so that she can actually bend and move her hands and her body, her legs, knees, wherever the arthritis sits, Lord. We just ask that you give her complete and total healing of arthritis through her entire body, Lord. And we ask that you do some of the same things for Janet, Lord. Janet is suffering with allergies as well, and we just ask that you clear up those nasal passages so that she can breathe freely, Lord, and if there's a cough, if there's congestion, that is all cleared up, and that any headaches are just completely gone and disappear in your name, Lord. And we ask for you to lay your healing hand on her shoulder as well, as she needs to have just some instant relief and healing on that shoulder so she does not see any future surgeries, Lord. And we ask all of this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you, guys. Go over, refresh your screen, and hop over and see Lydia. Thank you, guys. Love you. God bless.